There's a harsh truth most people don't want to hear. Not everyone grows, not everyone learns, and not everyone gets wiser with time. Some people stay stuck in the same patterns year after year because they don't even realize their own behaviors are holding them back. If you want to separate yourself from mediocrity, you need to know exactly what these patterns are and make sure you never become one of them. One, they speak more than they listen. One of the clearest signs of low intelligence is when someone talks endlessly but rarely listens. These people dominate conversations, interrupt others mid-sentence, and assume their opinion is the most important in the room. They mistake noise for knowledge. Instead of absorbing new perspectives, they focus on proving their point, even when they lack facts. This behavior isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. It blocks growth. When you talk more than you listen, you stop learning. You trap yourself inside your limited perspective. Intelligent people, on the other hand, know the power of silence. They listen actively, they read between the lines, they understand that every person they meet has something they can learn from, whether it's a valuable insight or a cautionary example. Listening shows humility. It reflects emotional intelligence and self-discipline. It allows you to pick up information others miss. People who constantly talk miss opportunities, damage relationships, and often reveal their lack of depth. Remember, the smartest person in the room is usually the one asking questions, not the one giving endless speeches. Real intelligence doesn't need to prove itself. It quietly absorbs, analyzes, and then speaks with impact. If you want to grow mentally, learn to pause, listen deeply, and process before you speak. This simple shift separates thinkers from talkers. 2. They react emotionally instead of responding intelligently. Unintelligent people are controlled by their emotions. When something goes wrong, they explode. They shout, insult, slam doors, or shut down completely. They let anger, jealousy, fear, or ego take over in critical moments. Instead of pausing to understand the situation, they respond impulsively, often making problems worse. This lack of emotional control doesn't just damage their reputation, it limits their ability to think strategically. Intelligent individuals recognize that emotions are powerful, but they don't let them lead. They take a breath, step back, and analyze the situation objectively. They ask, what's really happening here? What's the smartest response? They understand that reacting is easy, but responding wisely is strength. Emotional reactions can ruin relationships, careers, and opportunities. One uncontrolled outburst can undo years of effort. Emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. Unintelligent people confuse emotion with truth. They believe that because they feel strongly, they must be right. But strong feelings don't equal good decisions. Intelligent people use emotion as data, not direction. They let logic guide their actions. If you can master your emotional responses, you gain an edge over almost everyone, because most people never learn to. Reacting is human, responding intelligently is power. They think they already know everything. Nothing blocks growth faster than arrogance. Unintelligent people believe they've arrived. They stop asking questions, stop reading, stop listening to others. They act as if their opinions are final and their knowledge complete. This mindset is a trap. It keeps them stuck at their current level forever. When you believe you know everything, you close the door to learning. You become defensive when challenged and dismissive of new information. Intelligent individuals, by contrast, are humble. They understand how much they don't know. They approach every conversation and experience with curiosity. They ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, how can I prove I'm right? Arrogance breeds stagnation. It makes people blind to their weaknesses and deaf to valuable input. Many talented individuals fail not because they lack ability, but because their ego refuses to let them grow. Real intelligence thrives on questions, not conclusions. The smartest minds are always learning, evolving, refining their beliefs. When someone thinks they're too smart to learn, they become predictable, narrow-minded, and outdated. Intelligence is not a destination, it's a continuous journey. The moment you stop being curious is the moment your growth ends. Stay teachable, stay hungry for knowledge. 4. They surround themselves with comfort, not challenge. Unintelligent people build comfort zones and stay trapped inside them. They surround themselves with people who agree with everything they say, who never question their actions, and who keep them safe from discomfort. They choose easy conversations over challenging ones, routine over risk, and familiarity over growth. But comfort zones are silent killers. They feel good, but they stop progress. Intelligent individuals know that growth happens in discomfort. They intentionally seek out people who push them, environments that stretch them, and feedback that challenges their thinking. They don't fear criticism, they use it as fuel. When you only surround yourself with comfort, you create an echo chamber. You keep hearing your own beliefs reflected back, never evolving, never expanding. This is why so many people remain average. They mistake comfort for peace. In reality, it's stagnation. Intelligent people understand that iron sharpens iron. They respect those who challenge their ideas because it forces them to think deeper, refine their logic, and grow stronger. If your environment never challenges you, it's holding you back. Growth begins the moment comfort ends. Unintelligent people stay where it's easy. Intelligent people step where it's hard. Perhaps the most revealing trait of unintelligent people is their refusal to take responsibility. When things go wrong, they point fingers. They blame their parents, their boss, their partner, society, anyone but themselves. This victim mentality may offer short-term comfort, but it guarantees long-term weakness. Intelligent people understand that responsibility equals power. When you own your choices, your mistakes, and your outcomes, you also claim the power to change them. Unintelligent individuals, however, stay trapped because they give their power away. By blaming others, they declare, "I have no control." And if you have no control, you cannot grow. Life will always bring obstacles, unfair situations, and setbacks. The difference lies in how you respond. Intelligent people ask, "What can I do to fix this? How can I grow from this?" They turn problems into lessons. Victims turn lessons into excuses. Blaming others may protect your ego, but it destroys your future. Responsibility may be uncomfortable, but it sets you free. Every time you choose to take ownership, you strengthen your character, sharpen your mind, and position yourself for growth. Unintelligent people escape responsibility. Intelligent people embrace it, and that's why they lead.